This is the handover on the Elddis 180, which is a 2014 model. Hook the vehicle up. This is your battery locker. You open it up with the square key. In here you've got your leisure battery and your hook up point. So to hook the vehicle up, you slide the cover back and slide on, and then you can put the wire in between the locker door and the frame, just so that you can shut the door. Always hook the van up first, then the side, because we don't want you walking around with a lead in the wet. Couple of further back, this is your fresh water drain tap. So once you've filled the water up here and you want it empty, or you want to winterize, you drive over a grid on the way out of the site and you can open it and drain your fresh water off. This is your freshwater intake. So if you put the key in there, you can then turn it and turn this and it will come off. You can put a hose pipe in there until it overflows, but that's a full tank, or you can see inside the level you carry. If you're wild camping, you will have to take a full tank of water with you. If you are going onto a site, take a maximum of 20 litres of water with you to stop off, use the toilet or have a cup of tea, but don't travel with loads of water if you don't need to, because it will take more diesel for the engine. Here you've got your toilet. Just lock the nail. Here you've got your toilet. So the toilet's in there. That's where you do your business. That's where your business ends up. And in here you've got your cassette. So as long as the slide on the bottom of the toilet bowl is shut, you'll be able to lift the orange handle and pull the cassette free of the van. You've got the wheels there to carry it, pull it around the site instead of carrying it when it's full. And to empty, take the grey cap off, press the button at the back, allows a bit of air in, stops it glugging. Go to your waste disposal point, which is normally beside or behind your toilet block, and tip your waste out. Once you have tipped it out, there's normally a tap, put some water in, give it a slush around, tip it out a further time just to clean it, and then you do have your cap, which can be used as a measuring stick, so a cap full of liquid into there, and it is. If not, put a pint of water in, and then you can put a tablet straight down the toilet, which are like a dishwasher tablet in a cellophane, and use it, and it'll break into the liquid. Here you've got your wheel vent for your heating, and your hot water. So this is just your basically your flue, so you don't need to do anything with that. And coming down here you've got your wastewater. So this is all the water you've used, so your dishes water, shower room water and hand basin water. Same again, you'll drive over a grade on the way out of the site, motorhome service bay or a hole in the ground or a gully, and just dump your water. In the winter you want both these taps to be open and no water left on board. You've got in here, you've got some locker space. So it's just a bit of storage for your various items. And on the back you've got your high level brake light, reverse camera and your 2 bike rack. So if you push this clip off here, you can then pull it forward, and you've got your 2 rails for your bikes, so your wheels through here and clamp them down, and then you've got your first bike and second, which clips through the crossbars of the bike. Coming around the driver's side, at the rear you've got your gas locker, so LPG, liquid petroleum gas. This is where you would keep your gas bottles. So in here you can fit 2 6-kilogram gas bottles. Left hand thread, hand tightness as tight as you can get it. Turn on the top of the bottle, just turn 1 turn, allow the gas through as if there was an emergency with gas. If you've only turned it 1 turn, it's far easier to turn off than turn it several times until the bottle's off. And then strap it in, strap the bottle in so when you're travelling it doesn't move, and turn off when you're travelling. To operate your electric domestic awning, which has been put on this vehicle, you've got the 2 buttons here, so you just press down and then it'll start coming out until you're happy where it is. So you can just let it make its way out. Once you're happy, if you just press the middle button and it'll stop. You don't have any legs on this, so you just basically click the button and it winds itself out, and then to bring it back in, the top button, and it winds itself back in. If it's windy, don't have it out. If you go away for the day or you go to bed and you've had your awning out for the day, bring it in, as if the wind picks up, these awnings can damage themselves or damage your van if they do get blown over. You've got your two fridge vents here, which you've got your covers for in the winter, which just clip on here. That one clips on the bottom, and then you use a screwdriver to tighten that. And you can still use your fridge with these on. It just protects the elements. So from about late October to about March, April time, put them on. Just keeps the element in the fridge protected against the frost. And then you do have your diesel, which opens with your main ignition key. So your Peugeot key, this one, that will open that. You've got your tyre pressures on the slam panel, so 5 bar on the front, 5.5 bar on the back, with 72.3 on the front and 79.5 on the rear. Underneath the passenger seat, you've got your toolkit, so this has got everything you need to change a wheel. It's got a jack and a brace, a tow knife and a screwdriver. So if you do need to be towed off a pitch, or should you break down, it's got everything you need in there. And then underneath the floor, with it being part of this, the Peugeot and Fiat group, this is where your engine battery lives. So if you need access to the battery itself, lift this cover and you'll get access to the battery. But you do have a jumping point from underneath the bonnet, and your bonnet release is just on the side of the dashboard. Once underneath the bonnet, you've got your weight plate here, so it's 3/6. Once underneath the bonnet, you've got your radiator fluid here, your brake fluid, your power steering fluid, and the main one you're going to need when you're out on the open road is your screen wash, which is just in the top corner there. You've got your oil filler and your oil dipstick, and then should you ever need to jump start the vehicle, you've got your earth here and your positive there for giving, receiving a jump start or putting a charger on during the winter. So this is how to operate your main control panel. So here you've got a master switch, so if you turn your master switch down, which is on, it'll then bring the power from the hookup or your leisure battery on board. You've got your lights, which is just a master switch, and then they are individually switched around the vehicle. Your awning, it's just a light outside above the habitation door, so should you be sitting underneath the awning and you want the light on, you can do here. You've got your pump, which you'll hear there pressurizing just until it gets to full pressure, and then it'll cut back out. So only put the pump on if there is fresh water on board. If there's no water on, don't put the pump on, as you will damage the pump. And at the top here, it's showing that we're 14 volts on the leisure battery as we're hooked up at the moment. This will give a true reading when the hookup's taken out. But you have a little rocker switch here, which is water, and underneath it'll show you your water level. So it says we're about 3/4 of water on board there. Above you've got your, so this little switch is your water heater, so this is heating your water. So you've got on gas this side, so you push down for gas. But if you are, that's only if you're wild camping or you want to boost your hot water, you can have it on gas and electric together. But if you have paid your site fees, don't waste your gas and just use your electric. So you've got 1 kilowatt at the top, so should you be abroad or on a smaller CL site, they might not be as generous with electricity, but on most camping and caravanning sites you can just turn it straight down to 2, which is 2 wavy lines, which is 2 kilowatts of electric heating your water. And like I said, if you did want to boost it, you can go 2 kilowatts and gas together and you'll get water within about 15 minutes, as it only holds 10 litres of water at any one time. On here you've got your space heater, so this is your temperature to your right hand side. So this is max is about 30 degrees. So you can set your designated temperature of the van, and then you do have this side gas. So if you're wild camping, you would use gas, as you wouldn't have an electric hookup. You've got the fan to just assist it if you just wanted the fan running to blow any air out, or you could use it as to cool air if you didn't have the temperature set. You've got off is the little one wavy line, 1 kilowatt of electric. Like I said, if you're on a smaller site you may be asked to use less electric, so you might have to turn it down to 1. You've got 2 kilowatts of electric, which you can use on most camping and caravanning sites within the UK. You've got 3 kilowatts of electric, and in the winter, or if the van was cold and you wanted to get the van to a nice temperature quicker, you've got gas and electric together, which boosts the temperature and it'll heat the van much quicker than it would on electric. In your kitchen area, you've got a normal household microwave, so this will only work on 240 volts, so when you have got your hook cable on board. And in the cupboard you do have a small fuse for here, which will isolate the microwave should you ever have any trouble with it. You've got 3 gas burners and 1 electric hot plate here. And the electric hot plate, this red light will come on when the electric side's on. If you've had this on for any length of time, allow it to cool down until you put the glass lid down. You've got your grill. Take your grill pan out when travelling or wrap it up, as it's going to rattle when you're travelling. And the same with your oven shelf. And that's your oven. And underneath your oven you've got your gas taps in this corner here, so should you have any problems with gas, turn it off at the top of the bottle to be safe. But if you were while camping and you relied on your gas but didn't want to ruin your holiday, you can isolate whatever's leaking gas or giving you an issue. But these are mainly for when the vehicle is tab serviced by a technician. Coming to your fridge, this is your Dometic fridge, so you've got a 3-way fridge, so you've got off at the top, you've got mains electric, so when you are hooked up just put on a mains electric and your fridge will cool down as it should. You've got battery, which will only work when the engine's running, so the idea here is to cool the fridge the night before. So hook the van up, put your shopping in, allow it to cool overnight, and then when you are ready to hit the road you can put it on to the battery setting, and no matter if you drive half an hour or you drive 7 hours or more, your shopping should stay nice and cool. It'll not make it cold out of the fridge when it's on battery, it'll just keep the temperature the same. And then should you be while camping and you don't have access to electric, you've got your gas at the bottom. Press your temperature wheel in and press your piezo igniter. And your orange band over there will go into the green. In your washroom you have your Fedford cassette toilet and evaporate. If you press the button on the back of the toilet you'll get your flush. And then, like I said, your trap door must be shut like it is now, but to deposit your waste, you slide it to the right, it'll open the trap door and allow it into the cassette. But if that's open, you'll not be able to get the cassette out of the exterior of the vehicle, so it must be shut like so. And then on the top of here, you've got a cassette diagram. Once the wheel goes red, it indicates that it's full, needs to be changed. You've got your toiletry cupboards here, your skylight allow ventilation, so you can have them both pushed up together like so, or you can have one side down should the wind be blowing, just to give ventilation in the bathroom. And you do have a blackout blind for on an evening, and that'll just push up. The turnbuckle on your shower screen, so that to undo that you've got one at the top, one at the bottom, and it'll block the toilet off when you're showering in the van. When you're travelling, put the turnbuckles on as it stops it clashing around when you're driving. And you've got your shower and your mixer tap. In the winter, take the shower head off and allow this hose to lie down, as any water that gets caught in the U-bend is allowed to drain off, because you don't want it to freeze inside. You want no water to freeze. And when winterizing, also put all your taps, so in your kitchen as well, in the middle position and leave them open, and any water that's in there will drain off and it'll stop any airlocks. Coming to the back of the vehicle when I'm on about winterizing, behind your passenger, behind your rear driver's side, you've got your boiler. So this yellow tap here is your drain tap. So when it's lying down, it's allowing 10 litres of water to stay in the boiler. So when you stand it up, you'll hear it running out the van. It's just going to run directly underneath the chassis, and you want to do that when you aren't using the van to stop any water freezing, as if it freezes in the boiler, it's not covered under warranty, as it's your responsibility to drain the vehicle off. You've also got a gas tap to isolate your boiler there, and then on this side you do have your gas tap to isolate your space heater, which heats the van, and make your rear bed. You just lift up and pull underneath. So underneath you've got your slats, they slide out, and then if you just lift the board over the last two and flip it in over the lugs, the two little lugs here, you can then use your backrests. So if you take your middle cushion out, you can then use the backrests of the seats to go in like so. Would advise you to turn all the cushions to this way, as it's far more comfortable to sleep as you're sleeping on a flatter surface. To make your dining area into a bed, you've got two lugs on the back of the table. Just pull them out so it allows the table to come off the bar, and then you can use your leg, push this button and allow the leg to fold, and then you put the table into these grooves here on either side. So lift both cushions up and put the table down onto the grooves, and then you can use your infill cushions which are up in the loop to make the space into a bed. Also below the bed you do have your electric unit when on board. So this is all your main trips and your 12-volt fuses, so it would be a good idea to go and get some 12-volt fuses. Keep them handy in the van, because if one of these does blow, you can just change the fuse out and solve your problem. And then the other side you just have storage. And then this, so we lift the cushion up, this will lift up, and the other side will lift up for the bed, and then you'll be able to put this board from here to there, giving the bed a bit more width.